A big thank you for staying tuned to the morning edition right here on Real Broadcasting Network. Of course, across the radio, it is Real 99.3 FM. We'll move to another story where we now examine the legal questions arising from recent comments by human rights lawyer Femi Falana, who alleged that former Borno State Governor Ali Modu Sheriff played a role in the emergence and financing of Boko Haram and subsequently challenged him to seek legal redress if the allegations are false.
Well, before we actually begin our discussion, let's first listen to what Femi Falana had to say on this clip.
One man, because this is very important, who started the Boko Haram crisis in Borno State, a governor, one Modu Ali Sheriff, addressed the press 2 days ago and attempted to insult the collective intelligence and memory of Nigerians by denying any links with the dangerous, dreaded Boko Haram sect. I did reply him yesterday, and I'm expecting him to sue me, because he said he wanted to sue an Australian. You don't need to go to Australia. What you are looking for in Sokoto is in the pocket of your Sokoto. I'm ready to join issues with him. Because not only did he sponsor that organization by providing funds for them, in 2003, he had a deal with the Boko Haram sect to get him to win the election. And if he won his re-election, he will compensate the organization. When he won that election...
Well, of course, that's Femi Falana there in those statements. And the comments have once again brought to the fore important constitutional and legal questions, you know, that are staring us in the face. And to help us do a deep dive into the issues that these comments have unraveled, we're joined by constitutional lawyer Chinonso Obasi. I'd like to say good morning and welcome to our studios once again this morning.
Good morning. My pleasure to always be here.
Good morning.
Right. So, Mr. Obasi, from a constitutional and legal standpoint, where does what we've heard today and where does our law, the Nigerian law, draw that line between the freedom of expression, which everyone is entitled to, and defamatory speech? Because here's someone who's in his speech accusing another person of something.
Okay, the law of defamation, strictly speaking, is actually a civil wrong. It ought to be a civil wrong. It's a tortious wrong. And this is when you, by your words or written statements, printed or published, you try to reduce the estimation of a person in the eyes of right-thinking members of the public. And the court would then have to analyze who the reasonable man would be, or who the right-thinking member of the public will be, to say that his opinion is capable of being distinguished in some sense, or to be reduced when it has to do with you. So that should be a civil wrong. But the Nigerian system and the African society is quite funny in the sense that it's criminalized, both in the criminal code and in the penal code. So you also have the Cyber Crimes Act, Section 24 of the Cyber Crimes Act, also criminalizing speech that is wrong or tends to harm the reputation of someone else. So that on its own, it's where you said that the line has been drawn. When you're saying something, does it harm my reputation? Does it harm the reputation of another person? So once that is being established, then you can say that is a crime. But however, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria makes it a fundamental right, and it democratized information dissemination, that the person has a right to disseminate information. And the grounds of that dissemination of information should be that the information is true. So in the case of Falana's allegation against Ali Modu Sheriff, there is nothing wrong with it if Falana can prove justification, that there is every sense of justification in why he made that publication. And that is true, that those things he said is true. If he can prove it, then there is nothing defamatory about it. If Ali Modu Sheriff is feel aggrieved or is piffed by the statements of Falana, he has the right to go to court, and if he goes to court, he has the right to say, come and prove what you have said. I've been defamed, my reputation has been tarnished. And Falana would come and bring, because Falana made it specific, called his name, gave said, this is what you said, and all those things. So if Falana has his evidence, his facts, he's entitled to come out for public discourse, not just for public discourse, for public interests.
But what is more defamatory than you saying some things and showing in the eyes of reasonable men, as you people will say, lawyers, that this is what you have painted me as, and not only stopping at that and challenging me in the other side again to say, go to court. You are not only pushing, you are not only injuring me, you are adding insult to injury, which means that you have even defamed me in the first place.
It's not defamation if it's true. I'm not saying it is true. Falana has his evidence, if he does. And him saying, come and sue me if you want. This is not the first time this thing is coming up. Falana said it over 9 or 11 years ago. And several persons have said the same thing. So it's not the first time. It's a story heard too many times. And if Falana is saying, I have my evidence, for you to say this is defamatory, this is false, because what the law punishes is false statements, then go to court and sue Falana. And Falana is not saying, okay, because I have the toga of the silk, so anything I say can be accepted in the public. So you go to court and challenge it. Because the very funny thing that the fact that we're even talking about defamation first, it's bewildering. Because in a situation that this country is at, the security crisis, and the terrible and terrific state that we are at, such statements should be probed and investigated. And when it's investigated, the right person should be apprehended and prosecuted. You have Ruben Abatin, yesterday's
town hall meeting.
He said it straight to the Minister of Defense. What do you do? Because there are known persons that have been linked to terrorism, walking around the streets, making advocacy for them. What are you doing? And they're talking about asymmetric warfare. And I was wondering how did it link to the question that was asked to you? Nothing is being done. Billions have been budgeted for terrorism fights. There are several times reports have come out. The Air Force will be on the air, or the military will be on the air. And when they want to drop missiles, it ceases. Nothing is working. The ammunition suppliers, those people who are supplying, who have this contract, do you think they want this war to end? So there is the issue of the financial part of this terrorism fight is serious. Falana said that Ali Modu Sheriff finances them. I don't know how true that is. That is his own kettle of fish to settle. He has his evidence if he does. For him to challenge Ali Modu Sheriff, I believe he does, because he knows the weight of his statement. And he's saying, don't go and sue someone outside. Come and sue me. Let's go to court together. And ordinarily, what the country should have done, what the Attorney General should have done, is to call Falana. Let's see what you have. When they see what he has, they prosecute Ali Modu Sheriff. Because that's what the court is for. Yes.
But then...
Okay. All right. Let me just quickly ask this. Okay. we had a lawyer at one time, his late Nagani Fawemi. If he was alive, I'm not reading his mind posthumously or something. If you know you have something, instead of challenging the person to say, you did so, and I am saying this openly, you can challenge me in court if you know it's a lie. Why not the other way around? Since I know this, in the days of Gani family, that's why I brought his name in. He would, instead take this person to court with the evidence he has. Is that open? Is that an open option to San Falana now?
Now, when it has to do with terrorism, the subjects or the fulcrum of what Falana said, that is a crime. And the laws of the nation is a bit constricted as to that. Who can institute an action? And it has to be the Attorney General or the office of the Attorney General. If you're not the office of the Attorney General, then you must obtain fiat from the Attorney General. Now, what we are saying is that Falana is saying, you did this. The necessary thing the institutions will do, who are responsible for prosecuting such offenses, is to call Falana. We can use you as a witness, since you know much. Or bring what you have. Or come and take fiat from the AG and prosecute him based on what you know. But would you say they are complicit or docile? I don't know. But when it has to do with public issues, public matters, you, myself, we have a right as citizens to come out and say it. In fact, we have a duty to speak the truth. And if you don't speak the truth, it's also a crime because you are complicit in it. So you should, in all circumstances, be met with an enabling environment, such as if I'm in the position of Falana, to say, okay, now I know this, or I've said this. Let the institutions give me the ground, the playground, to do what I want to do. Let me sue him. That Gani Fawemi is a man that always take the bull by the horn.
Exactly.
And by his actions, he expanded the frontiers of what a cause of action can be defined to mean. Because cause of action, for you to come to court, you must have a cause of action. And cause of action is that there is a legal wrong. There is a legal wrong and there is a legal right that I have. Someone has done me wrong legally and I want to challenge it. Because if you come to court, the first thing the court will ask, do you have a cause of action? Is your wrong, the wrong you're complaining of, is it established in the law? Or the right you said you are entitled to, does the law provide for it? If the law does so, then you can come to court, you can proceed. But Falana came, he expanded that frontiers, that it must not be that I must be personally wronged, in a sense, to pursue a cause before the court. Although it's debatable, to what extent can these frontiers actually be elastic? Yeah, that is for a sound lawyer to argue before the court.
But then, before we wrap up quickly, what are the possible playouts in this matter? Falana has accused publicly. He said, come over and sue me if you think I'm wrong. I've got proof. And then it's not the first time the matter as regard this, on this particular person, has been out there before now. What's a possible play out in courts that could happen in the coming days if any legal actions have been taken?
You're saying in courts, nothing will happen. I can guarantee you that nothing will happen. It's just still going to go.
Why do you think if Falana has come out to publicly accuse a person and ask the person to sue me if you think I'm lying, and you think nothing is going to play out?
Nothing will happen. I can guarantee you that.
Why?
Because this is Nigeria.
I don't want us to go with this is Nigeria.
This is Nigeria.
It feels like this is Nigeria. Anything goes.
Not just anything go. Anything unscrupulous.
Is that where we are now?
That's where we are. It's not just Falana making allegations or accusations. There are people who have come out to sympathize with the terrorists. What is happening to them? I remember the sheriff coming out to say, okay, I'm suing you for defamation and I'm going to say you made false statement about me and all of that. That's not the German question. The German question is, what are the authorities doing about the statements? The MOD came out and said they are our brothers, so we cannot kill them. Let's reintegrate them. What rubbish is that?
But we have the lawmakers who are calling for a halt to that, reintegrating those who have said they are repentant Boko Haram back into society.
I don't want to get incensed on air because I'm on air. Those lawmakers, we know it's just a talk shop. Just a talk shop.
You think so?
Yes, the Minister of Defense, when he came out to sympathize and said they are our brothers, he said the Operation Safe Corridors has not been included in the budget. So what money has been allocated or have they been using to do the safe corridor? Is it not federal government money? Taxpayers' money? They are using to bring in some persons and furnish their life well for killing people. And the legislature is saying we have to stop it. Stop it where? Did you allocate money for it in the budget in the first place? So what are you stopping? When the MOD said there was nothing like that of such in the budget. There are more. I don't want to go that direction.
But now
because
we have General Christopher Musa, who had not said to security personnel, you have the orders to shoot on sight. Anyone you know that this person is guilty of the crime of being a terrorist, you don't need to wait for orders to come through. You see them, go ahead and apply pressure.
You see,
are we going to have a case tomorrow to say there was a wrong killing, a wrong judgment of character?
His statements on air. You know, the defense, the military have a structured way they give command. Every CO is commanding officer is responsible for either his battalion or the people under him. If they are going for operation, they also have their line of command.
Yes.
The command that the chief of that the General Mustafa have said has given, Musa has given. Will it trickle down to be the same command the CO will give the military officers? Because we have incidences where there is terrible situations, kidnappings, abductions, and what you hear is that there was a command that the military in those places should be evacuated, should leave that place, and then that thing happened.
Maybe that's the one he's referring to. Maybe your own direct boss is stopping you people from doing the needful, so you people should go. Are you now saying he's saying disobey the last command?
The first instruction every soldier has is obey your commanding officer. Whether someone comes on air to say something or anything, you know the way the military hierarchy is.
Exactly.
Yes, he can say it, and okay, it's okay. But the people in Sambisa, do they tune into your do they even have coverage to hear what General Musa have said? So it's what the commanding officer says, that's what they can carry out. Can we see the commanding instructions of all the military regimen and constructs to say this is the same thing that is being given to them? Then we will know that we're advancing in this course.
I bet we're pressed for time. You said this is Nigeria. If things were to have worked rightly with the case of Ali Modu Sheriff with Femi Falana, who's come out to say, I've got proof. You should come out and you shouldn't be parading yourself in the first place. Even Nigerians have called to say you shouldn't even be outside granting interviews when we've seen history of your activities, whether alleged or not. What should have been the proper thing to have been done?
I've said it. The Attorney General, the Office of the Attorney General, immediately invites Falana. Let's see what you have.
And when they see what he has?
They can give him a fiat, prosecute him. And let's see the outcome. I can guarantee you it's going to be a very ridiculous outcome. Because the evidence will be there. And Nigerians should be allowed to follow the proceedings.
But it also depends on the kind of evidence that's been presented as well.
For Falana to come out on air to make such statements, I strongly believe, he knows the law. I strongly believe that he has reasons to make such statements. So let the courts or let the institutions allow him to vent those reasons out, and also to provide evidence before the courts. Let there be a judicial determination of those things.
I bet we'll leave you right there. Thank you. Barrister Chinonso Obasi. It's been a conversation. It's still ongoing. We're not leaving it here. We're going to keep tabs on it and bring you developments as they unfold. Let's see if all of their, should I say, prescription now that our barrister in the house has said, let's see if the AGF is going to make a call to Falana, and let's see the evidence that he's got if to be presented, and let's see how this case is going to move forward. That's our time with Barrister Chinonso this morning, and what about to wrap up the conversation on the morning edition. So don't go nowhere. After this break, when we come back, we might just be taking some pictures at the city gates. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.